All right, so I got a little bit of free time here in Hawaii today, and well, I want to trade a little bit of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been making some big moves up and down today, so I think there's some opportunity to make a little bit of money trading Bitcoin here, and we're going to do it right here live in this video, showing you guys how to buy, sell, and well, hopefully we're going to make some money, because I don't know for sure if we're going to make money because it's called trading, because, you know, if it was just make money all the time, it would just be called profiting, but you know, we're going to try. So let's get into it here. Right now, the price of Bitcoin, $37,719. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Well, let's get into it. All right, so we're looking here at the price of Bitcoin. This looks like it can kind of go either way. I'm not in love with this setup, but I'm thinking we're going to move to the downside here, just from kind of the price action and seeing how we pushed up into this level. We had some battle, the buyers and sellers kind of battling at this level, that wick. We tried to push back up there. We got stuck once again. So this is looking very much like it wants to kind of pull back down to this point here. You can see the market kind of moved higher earlier up into this 37,800. If we look at the bigger time frames here, you can see there's a lot of kind of resistance in this area. So on the hourly time frame, it's looking much better for a pullback, and we can get a retest of that, I would say, 37,200 level there. 37,200 would be our kind of pullback. As you can see, you know, the market moves in waves. We pushed up into this, we pulled back, we pushed up into this, we pulled back, we've pushed up here. Well, now I'm looking for this to pull back, and we can get down, I would say 37,300 or lower, kind of being a target. I think, you know, we break below 37,600. I think this would be a nice little trade here and get a pullback. So that's one thing I always want to focus on, guys, is if we're looking at this on the small time frame, like if I look at 15 minutes, it really does, you know, oh, it might want to go higher. You're looking at it like, oh, it's, you know, it just pushed up here. Maybe it wants to keep going higher. But then as soon as I go and I look at the hourly time frame, now it's looking much more like, oh, wow. Like if you look there, like look how much this changed. The whole picture just changed because we went from a 15-minute time frame to an hourly to a 1 hour time frame here on these candles. So we went from only having 15 minutes of action in each of these candles to now having 1 hour of action. And well, we're looking for this to pull back and break below this level right here, this $37,680 level. I think if we can break through there nicely, we can pull back, and you can see kind of that previous resistance area here being this $37,335 level. We get that pullback, we might bounce there, and that could be kind of an area to be covering at if we can pull back to that resistance, that previous resistance area. For me right now, my stop, I think, is pretty simple here. My stop can basically be at the high here, right? So these 15-minute candles, the high on these candles was 37,739. The high on this candle was 37,674. Yeah, so 625, sorry. 37,625 being the high on these two candles. So that's my stop loss. You know, I don't really need to go crazy on this trade. I feel like the risk to reward is really good here. I'm only risking, you know, basically from here being my entry to the tops of these candles, and then my target is all the way down here, you know, in this area. So $37,300 to $400 area being my target. So we're only risking, you know, $50 here. Basically, we're risking, yeah, around $50 for a possible $200 to $300 move to the downside. I do have 5 Bitcoin short right now, so I've sold 5 Bitcoin, expecting the price to move lower from here. If you're wondering what platform I'm using the PrimeXBT platform. Really simple and easy to use platform. You can sign up. They've got some great leverage. They've also got their mobile app as well, so definitely check them out here. But right now, just kind of sitting back here. This could take a little bit of time. I was hoping we'd get a bigger drop here, but the market kind of sitting right there at that level. So I think this is a really kind of simple trade going both ways, because if we break to the upside and I get stopped out, if we break over this level here at this 37,745 level, kind of being this resistance that was here, if we break above that, well, then I know, okay, you know, there's a really good chance that we're going to test this level up here, 38,000. So I can, at that point, switch to long, make up the profit or make up the loss that I had on this trade. I can jump long, and at that point, I can ride momentum. If the market wants to move higher, well, then let's go. Let's ride the momentum. There's no point in fighting that momentum. So you're kind of just sitting back now and waiting and watching. This is kind of, I was hoping for a little bit better action here, but it's kind of a battle right now. And this could kind of play against me as well. The longer we sit at this level, the better the chance that the market does want to move higher. So, we're basically starting to push back off of this level right here. And I think I'm honestly going to get stopped out. I'm going to go ahead and just stop out of that because I know that this is already trying to push back up and it doesn't want to sell. So now I'm going to jump long. Just like I said, I would now jump long at that 37,711 level, expecting this now to push higher and break above that resistance that it got stuck at earlier. Just because how I could just tell the price did not want to move down there. Like we basically were stuck at that level. That's basically telling me that there's buyers jumping in there. So I had an $80 loss on that last trade. So let's see if we can make this back now and get, a $200, $300 winner on this trade, and we can push above this resistance. So here we go. We're starting to push. Let's see if we can break to the upside here nicely and try to push up. Let's get into this level here. I think anything above 37,800 will be a good profit target here because we don't want to get stuck here, at that level one more time. So let's see if we can push up here. Again, we go back and we look at the hourly chart. It does give us a little bit of room here to push up into this 37,800. We see that there's resistance there on that level, but I still feel like we could push up into this and kind of create a bull flag. If we break out of this, it could get really nice, and we can kind of get a nice little squeeze going here and start to really get some good action here to push up. If you look at the hourly chart on these big candles, how they end up basically setting up and making these moves, you get these kind of little, sell off, sell off, sell off. Then we get kind of a bottoming feature, and then we get that big green candle. So looking very much like we could get a big green candle right here on the hourly chart. The question is, are we going to get it? Here we go. We're up $234 right now. We're looking for a push above 37,800. So right now, again, we're long. Remember, we were short Bitcoin. We saw that the price was basically stuck at that level. It just did not want to go higher. I tried. I sat there, I watched it, and I'm watching it. I'm like, this is not looking good. And it's funny because I said it in the video. I literally said that this is not looking good right now because the price was just not moving. We were stuck right at that level. So that was telling me there's buyers sitting there. The market's not wanting to sell through there. So there's a much better chance. Obviously, we don't know for sure if the market's going to go up, if it's going to go down, vice versa. But when it comes to trading, when I'm looking at the price and I'm like, hey, the price is not moving. It's just stuck right at that level. And it's been stuck there, for quite some time. Remember, this is the 15-minute chart we're looking at right now. I like to trade on the bigger time frames with Bitcoin. It gets rid of a lot of the noise trading on the smaller time frames. Like if we go and we look at the smaller time frame, let's look at the 1-minute chart. It's gonna look at this. I mean, it's just kind of tricky. But the same thing is if I looked at this 15-minute or the 1-minute chart here we go. We're pushing up now. If I looked at that 1-minute chart, I could have seen a little bit more information. Oh my gosh, we're going, boys. Let's go. Up above 37,800. We're going to do it right here. We're up $430, up for $500. Remember, we were down $80 on that. We were down $80 on that last little loss, but we're making it back right now. We're up $500. We're looking for a push up a little bit higher here. I think we can get it. Let's see if we can get a little bit of resistance again right here. That resistance there at the 843. The high on this candle so far is 830. The resistance is real, my friends, but I'm thinking we can still. I'm thinking we can push right through that and then at least get up into the 850s, which is looking very promising here. I could be a little greedy here. I said, that I kind of wanted to take it there, but let's see if we can do it. Give it a little bit of time. We'll give it a little bit of time, especially, like I said, on the hourly chart, looking like she wants to go higher here. Let's just give it a little bit more time and see if we can't get that push up to the 850s or higher from there. And then really, like I said, the high on that candle right here, that last candle was 923. So we have a little bit of resistance at that 923 area. All right, so the market pulled back here a little bit. Bitcoin kind of running into that resistance up there a little bit earlier than I was hoping for, but I'm going to hold through this, I think basically till I'm out for break even at this point. I think there's still potential of pushing up here, but I hate this candle here. We can see a lot of basically almost getting a doji candle there. So showing that there's a lot of buying and selling pressure there and just the market not figuring out which way it wants to go. So when you get these doji candles, it's very much like a 50-50 chance of which way the market wants to go at this point. So let's see if we can push up here. I'm definitely going to look to take profit if we can't get through here pretty soon. Let's see. We got about another 9 minutes on this 15-minute candle. I'm still liking on the hourly. I mean, the 30-minute, everything has potential. You know, the 30-minute, we broke above that last 30-minute candle there. On the hourly, still sitting there, like right. If we can get above like where this last candle closed at on that red candle, you know, there's opportunity here. I think there's opportunity here. Let's see. On the 5-minute chart now, looking at it, still at that 37,800 level. We can push through there. Now we got that two candles there on the 5-minute chart showing resistance right now. But let's see. If you look at like how the market normally moves, you would think that we're like right there ready for a breakout to the upside here as the market kind of moves in these waves and then pushes and then pushes and then pushes, pulls back, pushes, and then kind of like similar how we broke like this candle here. You can see this candle comes in, it pushes above, we get that next push up. So we've got the recipe here. Let's see if we can push it. Back to the 15-minute chart again. Still a lot of just indecision right there. The buyers, the sellers battling right now. Starting to see if we can get it to push above 37,800 here. It's always the question of, do I take profit now, lock it in, walk away, or do I let it ride and take more profit, or do I let it ride and I don't take profit? $1 million question. It's always the $1 million question. I think I'm going to watch it, like, right? I want to watch the smaller time frame. Look at the 1-minute chart here. What's it doing on the 1-minute chart? If it can't push above this right here, this level here, we're out. We're going to need a push right through there. Let's see. Can we push through there? No hesitation. Come on, baby. We got to push. We got to push it. Okay, we're almost getting through there. There we go. A little bit better. Let's go. 37,800 coming up. You can see that previous 1-minute candle right there, all that resistance up there on the wick, that big old wick up there. This thing pushed all the way to a high earlier of 830 there. So again, right at that 800 level, at a 783, just jump out there and lock down that profit. So we made up for our initial loss on that, you know, kind of tricky play that we were first into, and then we're going to lock it down there. And I still think there's potential for an upside move here, but it's trading. I made a little bit of money. We lost a little bit of money to start. We stayed focused. We, you know, took an $80 loss there, and then we locked in close to $400 on that last trade. So at the end of the day, we're going to walk away with about $200 in profit here for only about 30 minutes of work. So it's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Basically trading for 30 minutes, locking in over $200 in profit after that first red trade, having that green trade, staying focused. Yes, we could have taken probably a little bit more profit if we would have just sold in that first pop, but I was trying to have a little bit of patience and wanting to see this thing go. But then when I started to see that resistance at that 37,800 level, you know, I've got to ask myself, hey, at a certain point, I'm taking that profit. I can't just sit there and hope and pray forever. So that was the breakdown, the move right here live for you guys to check out. And if you guys haven't already, do me one favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys later on.